Hello, welcome back to another segment in excerpts from a Spiritual Ascension. So, this topic's a little touchy. Um, I wanted to talk about the things that we use to connect to the divine, like material things. So, I'm talking about like some people will use maybe crystals or Nelson, I had it all kind of written out here. Crystals. Um, you may use sage for cleansing spaces or objects or things like that. I had originally, when I was trying to find, I do a lot of spiritual searching and didn't wanted to know everything and anything I could about spirituality. I tried everything. So I became a Reiki master, and in order to, be able to help heal others, learned all about the chakras and, um, collected all the stones and have a pendulum, to even with Reiki, it's good at, finding out whether a chakra is working properly or not. So I think you understand what I'm saying as far as using certain objects or um, modalities in order to get more spiritually connected. I even got to the point where after doing all of those things, um, having anything and everything you can think of kind of device to kind of connect to the divine, said, the ultimate thing is to get my yoga certification. And in that way, you know, my whole body, soul, and mind are connected to the divine. And I did, which was one of the hardest things that I've ever did in my life, was do my 200-hour yoga certification. When you get to this point in your ascension journey, none of that matters. None of those things matter. It's almost like you have all of those things that you may use for to connect to the divine or connect to spirit, whatever it may be, to cleanse, whatever. You are the light now. And just your presence cleanses everything. So I know before, like if I purchased something that was a used object and I brought it into my house, they tell you to sage it, to cleanse it or whatever, or to cleanse stones and everything. Um, I don't have to do that anymore. You are the cleanser. Okay. Your healing light heals people just by your presence. Okay. This again is after you do all your healing work. It's not for now, but if you've been on this journey for a while, just know that all of the things that you may think are beneficial to you to help you along, to connect you to spirit. I know I may get some comments, but they are not necessary. Once you understand your connection to the divine and how you are the direct force and there's nothing else needed. Like I know I had, when I first got to the state I am now, I had gone to the seashore and I had found like this stone here. And I just wanted something to remember as it was part of my ascension journey, to remember that time because I spent a lot of time there at that shore by the water, which water is very cleansing too. And not that this rock has any healing or cleansing or anything like that, but it just meant something to me. So, of course, I think I even have some crystals around here too. I know I had a long time, a couple of years ago, I had gone into essential oils and, there are, and again, there's nothing wrong with anything that you may use. But just know when you reach a point that you've gotten to your highest level, you are the light and there's nothing else that's needed. So I hope that makes sense. I do suggest that you do learn about all these different modalities because there are going to be people that do ask you, well, should I use this? Should I use that? And if that's what they want, if that's what they enjoy, let them, let them go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. If they're on their ascension journey, they will understand eventually that none of that's needed. I learned Reiki, um, but I know that even just my placing of my hands on someone, just talking to them, my voice, as I talk about in another video, helps to heal. Okay. And that's how you, who probably have a very distinct voice, um, you are the light, and there's nothing else really needed. But I do suggest that you do learn all about the chakras and um, different spiritual, modalities. Doesn't mean that you have to get your yoga certification or, become a Reiki healer or anything like that. But, just read up on these things. It's great to know why these things were used or why, how people use them, to know about the chakras and things like that. Okay. So just remember again, you are the light. Okay. And nothing else is needed between you and the divine. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, like, and I also have done some videos, I'm sorry, some courses on the ascension process. There's a link below for that. And if you would like to spend time with me, you can book time with me below too. Okay, and I'll see you next time.